The GCC countries like the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, all these countries are getting stricter and stricter by the day, right? So they have been influenced by the West. Countries like the US, UK, and now have a lot of direct channels with an influence for these countries. And what's interestingly happening is that countries like India and some of the countries in that region also have direct influence, at least on their own citizens. And a lot of these citizens are sitting on a thin sheet of paper. Especially, I'm getting a lot of interest from people from countries like Nigeria, the African nations, right, where the passport is extremely weak, literally at the mercy of your home country government. The moment they pull the thin sheet of paper, which is your weak passport, you're at the mercy of no one. Countries like, let's say, UAE or any of the Gulf nations aren't really there to sit and protect you. And they don't want to play games, right? Times are different. Before, there wasn't this direct influence, but now there is a lot of direct influence. And the way the world is changing, they don't want to deal with foreign citizens, and they don't care if you have spent 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. For them, you're just a worker, right? You're just a small ant in the equation. The moment there is a request for you, the call comes from your home country. Let's say your home country is Pakistan. You're sitting on that thin sheet of paper and things go wrong. Pakistan wants to pull you back. Duban's playing any games with you, right? Any games with the situation. They're going to simply hand you over. They don't care whether it's 40 years or 50 years. They think they have paid you, they've done their dues, and you are a no one. Now, when it comes to the citizens of GCC countries, a lot of Arabs and some of them, some really good people, and I have a lot of clients who have already worked on their citizenship. So yes, of course, they have their home country strong citizenship, but they also have the money, they have the means. So the first thing they really worry about is getting a lot of other nationalities for their family members. A lot of Arabs usually have the British or the US citizenship already. Some go and renounce the US, then they replace it with other ones. So they're well covered. And I firsthand have experience of dealing with a lot of Arabs directly. That's one. Now, when it comes to this weaker nationality, suddenly it's a big shocking blow to a lot of these citizens from outside nations who are sitting in Saudi Arabia and Dubai. And I'm going to discuss in this video two permanent residencies. And the reason why I'm discussing these two permanent residencies, there are two important criteria. One is there's going to be no expiry date to this permanent residency, and two, there is no minimum physical presence required to maintain it, right? So let's say you're sitting in Dubai or you're sitting in Saudi Arabia or any other GCC country, right? You're doing your thing, right? And what you're trying to do is you're trying to get into a solid position. You want to protect you and your family. You don't want to be kicked out from there and go straight to Pakistan or Nigeria or Sudan or where you're coming from, right? You don't want to land up in that trap. So you want to really secure your position outside. So you and your family have a backup, a solid backup. You have that strong nationality that's going to keep you in position if things go bad. And this is the time to wake up, because now you have spent the 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. You've literally spent a lot of time and you have no protection. So this is the time to get protection. And you got to strike a combination. So one is never good. You want to have at least one or two options in place so you're secure. The other kind of people that this is going to be extremely beneficial for is Americans and Australians, right? So you have your home country governments which with extraordinary amount of influence on you. So you want to make sure you also have permanent residencies which lead to citizenship in future. So this is going to be an equally important video for those type of people. Now, the first one I'm going to discuss is Panama. It's a VIP permanent residency. Now, this one which I'm talking about has no expiry date. This does not expire. Now, that is huge. Second, does not require to have a minimum physical presence. Of course, it's a solid, rock solid permanent residency. The qualifying criteria for this is that you purchase a property of a certain threshold inside of Panama. So the reason why I like this option is because Panama has US dollar as the main currency. It's a safe Western system. Overall, the country, if you compare this with any other Latin country, this is a lifestyle play. So let's say whatever time you're spending in, most of your time or least of your time, you're not going there, you're going there, whatever the case may be, you're always going to be relatively safer inside of Panama. US dollar as the currency, so that's safe as well from a monetary perspective. And then you can rent your apartment, you can live in it, you can have multiple options. So that way you can get this residency. The beauty of this residency is that is one of the fastest, less than 30 days, and from start to finish, and you can have your residency in hand. The second huge advantage for a lot of Western nationals is that you can get this on a visa-free entry. You don't have to go and get the entry visa, right? You can come in as a visitor and you can adjust your status from inside of Panama. So this moves pretty fast. This is one type of residency, and we just don't have one attorney. We have multiple attorneys based on which part of Panama you are looking for, right? Looking for that property or looking for your immigration benefit. So we can accordingly have that discussion and then have the best attorney for your particular location, right? So if you're interested, you can always reach us, click the link, book a call, and we can discuss and get you started on this one. Now, this is just one. The second, and one of my favorites, and a lot of people who have a lot of time badmouth about these options, either they can't get this and they're jealous, or they're just competitors who just have a lot of time coming and leaving stupid comments. Half of them don't understand anything or don't have any clients, right? So they keep talking nonsense about South Africa. It's one of the most powerful nations. I'm also going to discuss a bonus country towards the end, so make sure you watch right through till the end. Now, with South Africa, like Panama, you don't have any expiry date to the card, right? It's a lifelong option. In Panama, you enter once every 2 years. In South Africa, you enter once every 3 years. So as long as you can schedule those one-day trips to these places, you're going to maintain your option. Plus, it has no expiry date, so you're not worried about renewals. There's no renewal cost. There's no renewal worries. You don't have to keep track of anything. There's no minimum physical presence required to maintain the permanent residency from South Africa. Now, in South Africa, you don't have to purchase any property. You don't have to have any active income or passive income for qualifying. You only are looking at a simple donation. Once you get approved for this type of residence, you submit your paperwork, you get approved, and then once you get the approval, you're looking at that 6,800 of donation. And I'm not talking about the lawyer fees, right? There's going to be some nominal lawyer fees for every option, of course, and common sense, right? So once you give this donation, you're going to get this green booklet, right? Beautiful green booklet. So you have Panama on one side, you have South Africa on the other side. This is a hot, solid combination. If you have the means, if you have the appetite for diversification, and you're not donating anything, this is like kind of almost no cost to you, right? The Panama is almost free. In fact, you're going to earn some money through that property. Either the prices might go up, or you're going to rent this property and make money off of it. So you're diversifying. You're just getting a home instead of getting it in Dubai or any other place where you're not going to get any benefit for it. You just might as well buy this property in Panama. You're getting the immediate permanent residency. You're getting the solidity. You're getting the security. Both countries allow dual citizenship. And if you are interested in getting the citizenship, of course, that requires slightly more commitment towards the end. So, of course, if you put in the time, if you put in the efforts, then you can also collect important nationalities from both these two places. Both places lead to citizenship after 5 years. You can apply. South Africa takes slightly longer than Panama to obtain, but that's where we come into the picture. We have specific attorneys who fight court cases against the immigration if they don't respond to your petition on time. So that way we still end up getting this at the fastest possible time as compared to almost anyone else out there, because we have created legal mechanism to extract this or try to, fight for this for our clients. So that is where we can speed up South Africa still, despite the delay with all the immigration. And then if you're looking for something that's truly immediate, right? The card is immediate. If you're looking for that one-day turnaround on the card, you also always have the Mexican permanent residency. The Mexican permanent residency has a higher threshold. You can qualify for that and specific criteria. But let's say you want to get something quick and simple with a lower threshold. You're looking for the speed, you're looking for the residency, then the card can be obtained in a day. And if you're interested, again, we're helping most of our clients with the simple things such as Mexico, right? That's a bread and butter. You absolutely should consider that because it has so many benefits. And none of this is immigration advice. This is my thoughts, analysis, and educational content. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, then make sure to turn on the bell notification and subscribe, because I keep sharing my analysis, tips, tricks, and hacks all the time. So make sure you don't miss out on any of that. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and catch you in the next one.